Okay, so Jason's going to be filming me showing you some new techniques about how to use the MegaMovie mobile app without a lens. So let's take a look at that. Jason, take over. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, it's still running. Yeah. All right. So here we are. We're in the sun. The sun's up here behind a cloud, but you can still see, come in here and see, there's a shadow here. You can actually see the shadow of my hand, right? So you know the sun is up back that way. That's the first thing. So there's a couple things. One is, here's all the test phones for the MegaMovie that we took to Argentina. This one has the adapter for the lens, but some of them, that's another lens adapter. So we're not talking about those today because we want to take a look at these other ones. So here we go. So here's these two cases that were designed to be used at the Argentinian annular eclipse, because we were never going to take the solar filter off, so they're taped down, which is not what we want you to do for the actual proper total eclipse coming up here in only like 4 days. So you need to actually take this tape off, which I'm just going to do because I can't use these with that tape on here anymore. So I kind of don't want to ruin the solar filter, because the solar filter has gone up from $29 a sheet to, and it might be even more now, but it went up to $69 a sheet. So let's have a little look what we might be able to do. I'm just gonna take off some of this tape. All right, so here's a little piece of tape on the top. Come in here, get a close up. If you put that over the lens and you tape that like that, you can see, ow, that reflected right in my eye. It's shiny on this side. You can see that it's kind of like flipping up. So I don't think this is the best way to do it. The idea being that yeah, you could tape a little bit. This is electrical tape that shouldn't really totally melt in the heat. It's sticky, and it's like very loose, but it shouldn't melt. So yeah, the idea is that it's sitting here, the phone, and you take this off right as totality happens, but you can see it's like it's just going to flop back, and when you pull on it, you're going to move the camera. So that's not the technique that I want to talk about. So let's take a look. Say you have one of your phones. Say this is your phone setup. This is a case you've got, or maybe you don't even have a case. You just have the phone. In fact, let's just go with the phone. So you have the. Hold on, there's a plane. Anyway, I'll try to keep going. Let's see if it works, because I don't want this video to be too long. Let's just say you're using your phone. Okay, if you had a little tripod like this that comes with lenses, and I'm sure you've seen these things kicking around, you can put one of these little adapter things on, like this, and, well, actually you can't. That's actually the wrong size thread. At least I think it is. Let's have a look. No, it isn't. It's good. Okay, so here you have a little tripod, and you have a way to like hook your camera up and pointing, not, okay, so you can see that this, come around here, you can see the shadow, right? And therefore the lens is pointing up sort of at the sun. Now it might not be at the perfect orientation, it's probably not bad though. So if you can kind of see, oh, the sun's up there, and you see the shadow, and so I'm thinking that that's pointing at the sun. So that would be pointing at the sun when the eclipse happened as well, so that'd be good. So now how do you actually filter it? Because what's going to happen is the MegaMovie app is going to tell you to remove the solar shades. So that's going to be like, you want to use just solar shades like this and have it in front of your lens, and actually that's kind of cool. It's like, so when it says, well actually it's kind of not quite in front of the lens, so you'd have to like look at it. But that might actually be okay, because basically you just want to have something in front of your lens, and when the MegaMovie says remove your solar filter, you would just take the solar filter off. So what I was thinking earlier, and I'm going to show you another kind of technique here, but you can see how I've just kind of set this up so it's pointing to the sun. Now you might not have a little tripod like this, so what you might have is just your phone. So anything, this is the pig, anything that's kind of like sitting around you, say you were at a table that had a big pig on it, you could just set your phone kind of like that, and make sure it was kind of pointing up at the sky, and you can see the shadow, that the angle seems to be kind of pointing up because you can see the shadow. And so I'm assuming that lens is taking a picture of, would be taking a picture of the sun. And then if you could put these in front of it somehow and just be able to like move it away. So what I was thinking was that you take something like this, and maybe just even with a piece of tape, you create a little bitty kind of barrier. So come in and take this as close up. So if you wanted this to be, right, then you'd want something to block it, like right here. So I'm thinking you just create a little like ledge like that. Okay, so there's like a little ledge there, And so when this is sitting, pointing up at the sun, which we know it is because of the shadow, and you just set these in front of it on your little ledge like that. Now, when it says remove your solar filter, you just take the solar filter off and it starts taking the pictures of the eclipse. And then afterwards, it says return your solar filters or put the solar filter back on. You just take this and you put it back on like that. But actually at the end of it, it's kind of done. And you can probably just pick up your phone and start taking the pictures or start sending the pictures to the MegaMovie site. And that's my technique, which is cheap and cheerful. You can probably figure out other ways to do it that are a little more sophisticated, but actually just that little bit of tape poking out is perfectly fine to create a little barrier for this thing to sit on, a little shelf. So it's like building a little shelf to take it. So the app says, remove your solar filter. Boom, you take it off. Now you're taking pictures of the eclipse for the MegaMovie. It's going to be awesome. It says, return it, return it. Boom. There you go. So that's the cheap and cheerful technique for actually pointing your camera at the sun by using the shadow, and for actually mounting your solar filter, which is just going to be a pair of glasses, in front of the lens, creating a little shelf out of tape, and then pulling it off when the app tells you to. So there you go. Let's go do it. Let's go see an eclipse. Cut.
That was great.
That's pretty funny. Jason said to film the pig with the eclipse glasses. So there you go.